So something I've heard for years, in my 23 years of real estate, is the spring is the best time for real estate. That typically is what people feel. And you go to the bookstores like Chapter or Bolin Books here in Victoria, you pull out the real estate DIY guides, and that's what they all say. They say spring is great for real estate. But is it? And I'll tell you why I'm posing this question to you. Right now, it's January. Doesn't matter what year it is, because you might be watching this a couple of years later or whatever. We've been telling people for years that December is a great time for real estate. And you might be wondering, hey, what do you mean? December, Christmas, it seems kind of strange. Well, here's the fact. First of all, there are two sides to any real estate transaction. You're either the buyer or you're the seller. And there is no one point in time where it's good for both being a buyer and being a seller. Now, I would agree that if you're buying a real estate, the spring is great. And the reason being is that, first of all, weather looks great. It's a great time to go out looking at properties. You've got longer hours in the day. But the other thing, too, is that inventory always increases. March, April, May, June. That's when we hit the peak inventory every single year. And it's a great time for you as a buyer to have selection, to be able to go out there and choose from things for sale. Now, on the flip side, we're talking about December. If you're a seller and you're thinking about selling your home, it really is a great time to sell. And I'll tell you why. First of all, the number of the inventory level goes down significantly. In fact, the number of listings, as I look here, is down about 73%, actually, when you compare December to peak inventory months of May, for instance. So inventory goes down quite a bit. The number of sales does go down too. I'll admit that. It goes down about 45%. But the biggest difference here is the buyer is different, because if you're looking for homes in the springtime, that is typical. That's typical buying season. If you're looking for a home in December, you're not typically wanting to buy a home. You're typically having to buy a home. Maybe you've just sold. Maybe you need to be in your home for January. And you combine that with a lower inventory and less competition for you as a seller, if you're selling, means that you're going to typically get a better result. And I will tell you as well too, when we look at average prices, the prices tend to go up when you compare them to October and November. December prices are higher. It's the strangest thing. I will post graphs and links on this YouTube site just to demonstrate to you guys. The other thing about December too, it is 2015 right now. So in 2014, December, between December 20th and December 31st, there were 76 sales. 76 sales happened around Christmas time this year. And to compare that, 2013, there were 88. 2012, there were 63. And for 2014, the record day with 14 sales alone was December the 24th. Now, holy cow. Who's thinking about real estate on Christmas time? And I got to tell you, when somebody goes unconditional on December the 24th, it required their signature or authorization or approval. So it meant that they had their minds in real estate at that particular point in time. So anyways, the other things that we look at are, as I said a moment ago, inventory level is down quite a bit, and the total number of listings goes down significantly during December as well. So listen, if you're watching this video, I've had clients that I've had to try to convince to leave their properties on the market in December, because most of the time they say, no, it's dead, nobody's going to buy. Well, guess what? This year, 76 people did buy. And not only that, but even we know from the results that we got, they were stronger results than they would have had not only a couple months before, but in the springtime as well. So the answer to the question is, when's a great time for real estate? If you're a buyer, spring. If you're a seller, December. Think about that next year.